Hello, my name is William, and I'm going to be reading Life in a Half a Second. And if you want to see, the comic of Pharaoh, you can just click down below. And they don't really have it at stores. They have it at Kingdom Fun, Hope Christian Church. So if you went there, they tell me on the comments below. If you haven't went there, go do it now.
If you haven't gone.
If you haven't gone there, go do it now.
Okay. The book.
I don't know where the page is now. But there's no bookmark.
Okay. So who's the author of the book? That's the page 13. So the book is
Life in a Half a Second.
By who?
Matthew Michael Richard.
Okay.
Do this first beat. Do the
No, we want the
introduction
first door, because we already did the introduction, so we continue the reading. Okay?
Okay. It is not a disgrace to reach the stars, but it's a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Benjamin Mays. The first door. A South African boy died tragically while looking for water in the cave. With so many deaths and tragedies in the world, chances are you didn't hear about it, but you should. The story is quite amazing, and his remains were just recently found. In the dead of the night, with the moon hiding its face behind a shroud of heavy clouds, a brutal thirst roused the boy from sleep. He tried swallowing the hard lump in his throat, but couldn't. He had nothing to swallow with. Each breath hurt, burning and squishing its way through his lungs. Next to him, at the entrance of the cave, slept his mother. He knew there was water inside the cave, dewdrops that had rolled off the walls and collected in dark pools at the bottom. All he had to do was go inside and get them, but it was too dangerous. His mother has warned him against going in the cave. For a moment, he weighed his mother's words against his thirst. His thirst was overwhelming. "I'll be careful," was how he justified his disobedience. Very careful. He rose from the ground and began groping his way along the cold walls. Tired, stiff from sleep, he walked in an utter darkness. The sharp rocks grew loose and cut into his feet. Just a little farther, he whispered to himself. But before he could take another step, a deep growl tore through the blackness ahead. Startled, afraid, he spun around, but lost his balance in the act. Where am I? The ground gave way underneath. For a moment, he was weightless. lighter than air. His stomach touched his throat, and a blast of wind rushed through his hair. He was falling fast into darkness and terror. He heard a tumble snap and a loud crack. His head had found the bottom of the shaft. That much he knew, and a moment later he knew nothing more. Daylight came and went, and then went many times over the years that followed. Time passed, the landscape changed. Grass grew where it had never grown before, until the cave disappeared, along with the boy's remains forgotten. On a similarly hot day in August 2008, Professor Lee Berger and his son were exploring the rolling hills north of Johannesburg. It was still morning when they stumbled upon the mouth of a hidden cave, concealed by grass, rocks, and time itself. They forced open the entrance and crawled inside. Much eroded, the once deadly shaft was now a gentle slope, easily accessible to the pair. The son was ahead of the father when he tripped on something on the ground. As he reached down and grasped a thin yellowish gray stick, his eyes immediately widened with comprehension. I knew that word all by myself.
Yep. You're tough. Okay.
With comprehension. Dad, I found a fossil, he yelled. Lost and forgotten, the boy was now found by another boy of the same age. The two boys, one dead in the ground, the other very much alive, standing over him, lived 2 million years apart. 2 million years had passed. Professor Lee Berger and his son also found the boy's mother, who'd gone looking for him all along with the bones of the
saber-toothed cat.
A saber-toothed cat whose growl had sparked the chain of events. Almost 2 million years ago, the first downpours of the rainy season had swept the bodies into a pool of water rich with lime and sand, which cemented them in place like a time machine. National Geographic hailed the discovery as one of the greatest fossil finds of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. There is a period there.
Of all time. As of all time. As I said earlier, the story is quite amazing, not because the well-preserved bones provide a rare glimpse into our history, into the making of the mankind, but because it makes us realize in the most painful of ways that life is a time tick against the vastness of eternity that millions of years will pass after we die. The boy and his mother. For the boy and his mother, so many years came and went that
you are sleepy, huh?
No.
Yeah.
That the very nature of our species changed a dozen times until finally a Homo sapien boy made the discovery. With air in our lungs, time isn't in much of a hurry. Minutes and hours stretch themselves into days, weeks, and months. But once the air is gone, time moves a lot faster, like when we are asleep. The years roll forward into millennia, then eras, epochs, aeons, and eons, and finally into eternity. There is a period there. Eternity. At some point, so much time will pass that our sun will stop burning and die. There's no question that life is but a moment, a snap of the fingers. The real question is what are those two dots?
It's a semicolon. It's the period. The real question is what you see the punctuation. Yeah. The real question is.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
You take a breath. The real question is what are.
Oh, you did like the wish question.
When you see this punctuation, the double dotted semicolon. So you take a breath and stop.
Like.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Question that.
The real
question is.
The real question is.
The real question is that are you going? What are you going to do with that moment? What do you want? No, I'm not doing what you want.
You don't want to keep reading? You are kind of sleepy? Okay, we do it tomorrow.